Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review See For Me. And this is a new thriller coming from IFC Midnight from director Randall Okita, and focuses on a young, blind former skier, Sophie, who's cat-sitting at a secluded mansion, and all of a sudden, these men try breaking in, trying to steal something, and she gets caught up in this whole entire mess. And what Okita's able to do is build some real satisfying tension and suspense. There's definitely a couple of times where utilizing some intriguing and interesting and clever ideas able to build up some suspense, because here's the thing, she's blind. How's she navigating? She calls 911 and she has this young woman who's on the other side trying to help her navigate, and that's an interesting dynamic that develops in this film. And there's the seeing for me is this young woman, Kelly, who is seeing for Sophie and trying to help her navigate. There's tension. When's somebody going to pop out? Are they going to hear them? You have a whole entire sequence, like cops show up, there's going to be some tension. And especially when Sophie starts going on the offensive, and how Okita is able to build up that suspense and focus on that action and create a pretty intense and encapsulating experience of, you feel that tension, you feel that fear that Sophie has, but then she's also kind of trying to play these sides against each other, which is very interesting too, and add some other layers to it. So there's definitely some tension and build in this film that really works. And you have this concept. Skylar Davenport plays Sophie in a very... She plays her in a couple different kinds of ways, because you do see moments where she's trying to play off being somebody, like a young woman who's in a lot of danger and doesn't know how to take care of herself. But then there's times where she's going at it with these men and trying to negotiate and being like, I want my share, I want in on this, and trying to play them against each other. And it's a very interesting dynamic that Davenport has, and she built some great chemistry with Jessica Parker Kennedy's Kelly, who's on the other side, who has this military background, and she's able to see through this phone and help Sophie be able to actually start fighting back. Now, the villains, they're just kind of cardboard cutout characters, and their motivations is not the most interesting, and they're kind of forgettable, but they each have different personalities that make them dangerous in different ways, whether it's like outwardly aggressive or unexpectedly sly and kind of like snake in the grass kind of approach to things. There's definitely some pacing issues, because like it feels like the film has climaxed like an hour and 4 minutes, and there's still like 28 minutes left in this movie, and it kind of draws out. The film makes it feel like you're building up to the climax, but then all that air goes out, and then it's like, oh, there's one other guy that you might have to worry about. But it stops to spend some time building up some character development between Sophie and Kelly. It's trying to pull some of that, like John McClane and like Reginald Vell Johnson's character and Bruce Willis, having that back and forth in Die Hard. It kind of has scenes similar to that in terms of like that distance relationship over like this technology, but it kind of comes at like an awkward place where it felt like the film was climaxing, building tension, and then you just zap all the tension out. And I'm not gonna lie, Sophie's not the most likable person, and you start to feel for her as it goes on. Like, obviously feel bad, like she's going through some terrible things, and the whole entire situation leaves her in a much better place. You see some growth, but like for a decent amount of it, you're kind of just like, I don't like her. But this is a really solid, well put together little thriller that IFC Midnight has waiting for you, and this is your kind of thing. This definitely will deliver. And I thought it was a really fine film, and I think a nice way to start off 2022. And I think presently this is my #1 film out of the 4 that I've watched. So we'll see how long See For Me stays at the top. But those are my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.